ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਗੁਰੂ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ, ਗੁਰੂ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਦੋਹਰਾ ਸਗਲ ਦੁਆਰ ਕਉ ਛਾੜ ਕੈ ਗਹਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਦੁਆਰ ਬਾਹੇ ਗਹਿ ਕੀ ਲਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਹੋਵਨ ਆਕਾਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕਹਿਆ ਜਾਈ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਹੋਵਨ ਜੀ ਹੁਕਮ ਮਿਲੈ ਵਡਿਆਈ। ਹੁਕਮੀ ਉਤਮ ਨੀਚ ਹੁਕਮ ਲਿਖ ਦੁਖ ਸੁਖ ਭਾਈਆ ਹੈ। ਇਕ ਨਾ ਹੁਕਮੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀਸ ਇਕ ਹੁਕਮੀ ਸਦਾ ਭਵਾਈਆ ਹੈ। ਹੁਕਮੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਇ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੁਕਮੈ ਜੇ ਬੁਝੈ ਤਾ ਹਉਮੈ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋਇ। ਹੁਕਮੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਭ ਕੋ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਾ ਕੋਇ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹੁਕਮੈ ਜੇ ਬੁਝੈ ਤਾ ਹਉਮੈ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋਇ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਵਾਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਔਰ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈਏ। ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਵੋ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੁਣ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਥਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ। So with the blessings of Dhan Dhan Sahib Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah Maharaj, the creator, the giver and the taker of this universe, Sadguru Maharaj has blessed us with the ability to attend their Pavan Pavitra Darbar, their home, the Gurdwara Sahib, this evening. Sadh Sangat Ji, over the last year, Das and other Gursikhs, our brothers, week by week, turn by turn, have been blessed with the ability to do the Katha. The Katha meaning the description, the translations of the 52 commandments, the 52 Hukams that our father Dasme Badshah Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has blessed the Khalsa Panth with. Sadh Sangat Ji, these 52 Hukam, the 52 Hukams, are there to help us in our Jivan. Jivan means our life. Also something where we can take wisdom, knowledge on a spiritual level and then implement that into our life in order to make our life more safal. Safal means to get a result and also to connect to Akal Purkh Vaheguru spiritually. Sadh Sangat Ji, also these 52 Hukams, the 52 commandments, Sache Paatshah has also blessed us that when we follow and understand these Hukams, not only do we just build a connection with the Akal Purkh Vaheguru, but through that relationship, Maharaj saves us. Ki sade Satguran ne sanu kithon nahi bachaya. So, Sadh Sangat Ji, what I just said is, where has our Guru never ever given us any Sikhya to safeguard us or to help us? Maharaj, their Bani is Beyant. Ant means to have a limit, Beyant means to have no limit. But this Sad Sangat Ji Gurbani coming to the Gurdwara Sahib, this Sad Sangat Ji is unlimited. There is no specific bar or a limit. This is where we keep taking and taking and taking. And this is where, when we have been through our 84 lakh June, the 8.4 million life forms, to then get this Jeevan, to be born as human beings, and we are very lucky, very blessed to be born into the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Sikhi. So, Maharaj says is to make that useful, make that safal. And Maharaj has given us many, many examples of how we can utilize the opportunities that we have. Sad Sangat Ji Maharaj says, how does Guru Sahib describe Katha? Maharaj says ki sabate utama har ki katha naam sunat dard dukh latha. The importance of Katha, Maharaj says, is highest of all is the Lord's speech. Naam sunat dard dukh latha. Hearing the Naam, the pain and sorrow is then removed. Once we connect to Bani, once we listen to Gurbani, be that through Kirtan, be that through reciting Gurbani, reciting Path, listening to Katha, Sade Dard, Naam Sunat, after listening, Sunat means to listen. Listen to what? Gurbani, the Naam, the Upadesh. Upadesh means the teachings from the perfect Guru. Then what happens after that? Dard, Dukh, Latha. Pain and sorrow is then removed. So Sad Sangat Ji, we've been blessed with the ability to do and listen to the Hukams over the last year, and now we have reached the 39th Hukam, which is Sabha kaaraj Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji de tabiat Gurbani anusaar karnae, which means to do all our actions, our work in accordance to Gurbani. So first of all, what is Dasme Padshah Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj instructing here? Sab to pehli gal, just before I move on to this, an hukam means a command or an order. But in order to listen or even follow a command, Maharaj Sache Padshah says that we must let go of two things. Those two things, Sad Sangat Ji, is our ego and also our attachment. A person, that individual who is full of ego, when they're full of ego, they're not going to listen to anyone else, whether they have knowledge, they're so engrossed, so stuck in their own hangar, in their own ego, that their ears will just completely block that out. But ideally, it's their man which is telling them, I'm perfect, who are you to tell me? And the next thing is our attachment. Sad Sangat Ji, more. Maharaj Sache Padshah does tell us that more has got to be controlled. But more means attachment, that we make that attachment to the right things. We make that attachment to things which is going to help us in our Jeevan. Ajkal, I can't speak upon anyone else, but for example, if we look at in our own life, how much time in a day do we spend on social media? Looking at other people's tweets, Instagram pages, Facebook statuses, stories, also scrolling through other things. How much time do we spend on that? TV, Netflix, what have you, throughout all of social media. But Sad Sangat Ji, how much time do we actually spend connecting to Akal Purkh Vaheguru? Do we at least give 10%? Dasvand does not only mean from a charitable cause. As Sikhs, that when we are working, 10% must go towards a charitable cause, but that Sad Sangat Ji is a financial thing. Do we even give 10% of our day to recite Bani? Do we give at least even a 10% of that to do seva? Do we give 10% of that to increasing our knowledge further in Sikhi? We have all that time. I'm in that boat as well, Sad Sangat Ji, where I do spend a lot of time on social media. But collectively, Sad Sangat Ji, we have so much time. Our excuse is that there's no time. But Maharaj tells us, wake up earlier. Wake up at Amrit Vela. The 39th Hukam then. Sab kaaraj Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji di tabya te Gurbani anusaar karnae. Tabya means the throne of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Do all our work in accordance with Gurbani. So first of all, Sad Sangat Ji, this links to the Katha that we did of the 11th Hukam, which speaks about the karajas, the 5 ceremonies. 5 ceremonies, Sad Sangat Ji, for a Sikh, that if we are going to follow the command of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the first one is Janam Sanskar. Janam Sanskar, Sad Sangat Ji, is when a baby is born and comes into this universe, this world, in the root of a human being. Maharaj's Hukam is that the parents, the family, will bring that newborn baby, that child, into the sanctuary, into the darbar of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Usto baad, we will prepare Amrit by reading just Japji Sahib. It is called Amrit di Gurti. So with a Siri Sahib, the parents will then, with the Siri Sahib, after they have prepared the Amrit by reciting Japji Sahib with Patase and Pani, that will then be poured into the child's mouth. Also, Deg must be prepared. Deg also by reciting Japji Sahib. And that Deg will also be given to the parents and to the child, and then distributed into the Sangat. But before it's even given to the child, Sad Sangat Ji, it is first of all given to our Guru. Just how Deg is always prepared. That offering, Deg Prashad, is always given to our Guru first. Just before moving on, even then, the kaaraj or the Hukam is that whichever ang of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is Prakash, the first letter of the first Hukamnama, will that then also be the first letter of that child's name? Sad Sangat Ji, taking a Hukamnama, that Hukam then stays with that child. And then it is up to us, with the blessings of Guru Sahib, that we then live our life and also take Sikhya, take teachings, take inspiration from that Hukamnama to align our life. Sad Sangat Ji, moving forward, the next sanskar, the next ceremony or the next kaaraj will stay with us for the rest of our life, and this is something that we should never ever stop doing. Vidya. Vidya is education. Maharaj doesn't only just tell us that we should learn, aspire to be the best and enjoy our academics. By all means, we should aspire to be the very best in our academics. Even if we look at the shaheeds of not so long ago in 1984, who sacrificed their life at Sachkhand Sri Darbar Sahib, if we look into their Jeevan, we will know that at least out of those 250 Singhs that actually became Shaheed at Sachkhand Sri Darbar Sahib, at least Sad Sangat Ji, 60 to 70% of them were actually university lecturers who had degrees, who had jobs, who were educated. That's why it's important that we do educate our children in the academics. And our children do very well in this country. But Sad Sangat Ji, ode naal, the Vidya Sanskar is that we continue and we should build that relationship to learn Gurbani Santhya. Gurbani Santhya is learning the correct pronunciations of Gurbani. Also, to listen and learn from Katha. To listen and also learn Kirtan. To connect to Agal Purkhwahiguru. To also attend lessons of Shastra Vidya Gatka. It's not just a martial art, Sad Sangat Ji. This safeguards us. By all means, I'm not here trying to tell anyone ki learn a martial arts in order to go out and cause havoc. That is not a belief or a soch of a Sikh or a Khalsa. However, Maharaj has given us that hukam that we should learn self-defense to defend ourselves and our community. Sad Sangat Ji, just in this last year, in our surrounding communities, how much has knife crime increased? Knife crime is actually on the increase. But Sad Sangat Ji, us as Sikh, we are not even listening to our Guru's hukam that we should keep Shastra on us. And Sad Sangat Ji, badi afsos di bhi gal hai that in order to now even learn how to defend ourselves, we now need to go to others outside of our community to learn from them. I'm not saying that we shouldn't learn from other people. Jina ko gun hunda, those who have learned something and are educated, by all means we should take good things from them. But why is it that in this day and age, a Sikh can't learn about weapons from another Sikh? Yet alone we call ourselves a warrior race. Moving on, Vidya Sanskar. From that, the next one is Amrit Sanskar. That is when we feel that we are ready to follow the hukam of Dasme Pacha by taking Khande Batela Amrit from Panch Pyare. After that, Sad Sangat Ji, doesn't mean that after that we've received Amrit from the Panch Pyare that our life is all perfect. No, you then have to live according to the Rehat. Rehat, Sad Sangat Ji, is the code of conduct that is set to us by Dasme Pacha Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Then, the fourth ceremony is Anand Karaj. Anand Karaj, Sad Sangat Ji, happens between a male and a female from a Sikh background. All these ceremonies, Sad Sangat Ji, are for those who, individuals or peoples or groups who man Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj as their only Guru. Anand Karaj, where the Singh and the Singhni will sit in front of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The Char Lama are then recited. They are also sung, and for that, the Restedar, the friends, are also the witness of that Anand Karaj, but the biggest witness is Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Even the Sikhya that we take from a marriage, Sad Sangat Ji, is like a system of like a tripod. At the top of that triangle is Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Akal Purkh Vaheguru. In the two corners is the bride and the groom. Their marriage will be successful if they take blessings from Akal Purkh Vaheguru, who's sitting at the top. At all times, Maharaj says that in good times and in bad times, we should always come into the sanctuary of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Again, we are doing these garages, we are doing all this work from the tabia of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Maharaj is instructing us, they're helping us along the way. The last ceremony that happens, the fifth one, is something which is guaranteed to us all: death. Death, Sad Sangat Ji, Gurbani speaks about death, mentions death throughout many angs in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. That death is a constant reminder. Sadguru Maharaj says to us that three things must come together in order for that specific event of a death to occur. That, Sad Sangat Ji, is the time, the place and the reason. Das and many other Gurmukhs through the Katha of the Bhavanja Hukams have explained this many, many times. Death is something, Sad Sangat Ji, that we can never ever run away from. It is bound to happen to us all. We just don't know when. That time on the clock or anything like that, when we are going to die, we've passed that. We don't even know where we're going to die, Sad Sangat Ji, where that actual place will be. It might even be in a place where we feel so comfortable, so safe, even in our own home. But Sad Sangat Ji is the reason that probably hasn't, the reason why we're still here is because that reason hasn't occurred, or that place. So Sad Sangat Ji, even our code of conduct, it is called the Rahat Maryata. Mar means to die, Yad means to remember. We should live our life remembering death, not in fear, but just to remember that we don't know when our time is going to be. When that call happens from Akal Purkh Vaheguru, that call, Sad Sangat Ji, can never be rejected. So they, Sad Sangat Ji, are the Panch Sanskar. Maharaj Sache Paatshah says, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj on Ang 763 of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Et marag challe paiye re, gur kaha so kar kamaye jiyo, which means ki so walk on this path and do that work which the Guru tells us to do. Maharaj here is speaking about a hukam. When we come to do Matha Tek to Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sad Sangat Ji, we surrender ourselves. We then say that our head belongs to you, and whatever you say, that is Satya. Satya means the truth. But Sad Sangat Ji, maaf karna, how many times would we listen to Katha, or would we bow down our head, go outside and completely do the opposite? Maharaj says, Tyage man ki mattadi, Visare duja pao jiyo. Ki anything which is going to take us off the path of the truth, of spirituality, away from making a connection with the Akal Purkh Vaheguru, we need to battle our mind. And how do we fight our mind? Maharaj has given us those weapons. Satya, Santokh. Satya means truth. Santokh means to have shanti, to have contentment. Daya means to have compassion. In order to not only just Sad Sangat Ji take Amrit, but to even first build a connection with the Akal Purkh Vaheguru, Maharaj Sache Paatshah says the first ingredient that we require, or even a Khalsa requires, is compassion. Maharaj has given us weapons. Maharaj here has talked about a jang, how we use weapons to try and eliminate, fight off our enemies. Maharaj says this is where Gurbani, this is where coming into the Sad Sangat, by doing Seva. These Sad Sangat Ji are most powerful weapons, but Sabto, our most powerful weapon, Sad Sangat Ji, is Ardas. Ardas, Sad Sangat Ji, is on minimum that we take part in at least 3 times in a day. This is where we ask the Guru for help and guidance. And through when Maharaj delivers a Hukamnama to us, there Sad Sangat Ji is teachings, help and guidance. How does our Guru speak to us? Through Gurbani. But do we make that effort in order to even the Hukamnama that was given this morning? How many of us have actually read that? That was the Hukamnama this morning from this particular Gurdwara Sahib, from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj here. The Hukamnama is always displayed downstairs before you enter the Langar hall, in Gurmukhi and below in English. How many of us read it? Even if we read it today or even before we came upstairs, how many of us even remember it? We'll never ever forget things which are wrong, but to always remember things which are good, Sad Sangat Ji, this is how weak our mind actually is. So those 5 ceremonies, Sad Sangat Ji, are the key 5 times we could say that if we live our life according to Gurbani, to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, those five ceremonies we would actually take part in our Jivan. What does Maharaj speak about a birth? Puta mata ki asis, nimakhana bisaro tumko har har, sada pajo jagadish, This is where Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says ki, "Oh, my child, my son, this is your mother's hope and prayer, that you may never ever forget Akal Purkh Vaheguru." Maharaj even says ki, even bhul ke, that my Sikh should even by mistake never ever forget Akal Purkh Vaheguru. Moving on to even Vidya, the education. Vidya vichari ta par upkari. When we connect to and we reflect upon the knowledge of Sikhi, of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, Sadh Sangat Ji Maharaj says is there's no one like you. Maharaj puts us high. Maharaj says on Sadh Sangat Ji, even if we think about at this current moment in time, what do we normally do on a Sunday evening if we don't attend the Gurdwara Sahib? Even if we look at the Punjabi Sikh community, this sort of time, Sadh Sangat Ji, is mainly that time you could say where people will be going to the pubs. Not only just in the Punjabi Sikh community, but just society in general. This is a time when people who are not working, or even in the weekday when they are working, this is probably a time that even if they're not going to go out, they'll probably have a drink at home. But Sikhi, we work in a complete opposite way, Sadh Sangat Ji. Yet living among society. This is how powerful Maharaj Sikhi is. What does Maharaj speak about death? Pehla marna kabul, jeevan ki shad aas. First, accept death and give up any hope of life. We can only live this life, Sadh Sangat Ji, if we put that fear of death completely away from us. Moving just forward, I'm going to wrap up in the next 3 to 5 minutes, Sadh Sangat Ji, is by speaking about Ardas. Ardas, Sadh Sangat Ji, is like a humble request, a supplication. We do Ardas when we require something. For example, when a child requires something, they go and ask their parents. But when they're in desperate need of something, they might change their tone of voice because they need something. And Sadh Sangat Ji, even in our life, unfortunately, we would then tend to only remember Akal Purkh Vaheguru when bad things are happening in our life. We then look for help, we then look for saviour. However, Sadh Sangat Ji, jadon change karam hunde hai, why do we not remember Vaheguru then? I'm not saying that's everyone. For example, Das today, me and my family, we were invited to 3 different programs today. And this is what I'll say is a good example. One of them was a family member's 18th birthday. For that, they did a Sukhmani Sahib. Also, another family member's, you could say, first birthday. Fir bhi parivar ne shukrana kita. And the other one was an engagement. Which all of those 3 events, Sadh Sangat Ji, happened at a Gurdwara Sahib. On Sadh Sangat Ji, majority of the people of, you could say even our society, what happens? When it's a birthday, they'll book out a hall. Ja, an engagement or anything like that. Tol khadkaundeya, nachdeya, to even lyrics of those songs who Sadh Sangat Ji, we won't even feel comfortable listening to that in our home. Certain lyrics, Sadh Sangat Ji, that we can't even listen to and being in the same room as our mother or our sister. Even for example, Sadh Sangat Ji, when it comes to an Ananda Karaj, what happens is we come and seek the blessings of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. We'll do Matha Tek, we'll receive Deg, but then after then we've eaten that prasad, 2-3 hours later we're then drinking alcohol over that. We're dancing to those particular lyrics. Who Sadh Sangat Ji, if someone was to even say those lyrics to our family member, we will take offense. But yet, when it comes to parties, when it comes to weddings, we're happy dancing to those specific lyrics. How does that work? saying this to attack someone. I'm saying this so then we can be aware and we can help each other. This is what Maharaj Sikhi is saying, and this is what Punjabi culture is saying. Punjabi culture, Sad Sangat Ji, does not take us forward. Sikhi takes us forward. Just the last thing that I was going to say here. In the time of the 9th Guru, before the 9th Guru, 8th Pacha, Shri Guru Har Krishan Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they were going to leave their Sareer, Makhan Shah Lubana, who was a Sikh, wanted to know who the next Guru of the Sikhs was. They were told by the Sangat that your next Guru is in the city of Bakala Sad Sangat Ji, which is in Punjab. And when he came across that Sad Sangat Ji, because he went from the south of India, and in order to go there he had to go on his boat, on his ship. Along the way, Sad Sangat Ji, he came across a tsunami, a storm, and he got afraid. And he did an ardas, saying ki Maharaj, please save my life. And when I see you, I'll give you 500 more, which was, you could say, the currency of that time. 500 more. When he arrived at Bakala, there was 22 fake gurus. And whoever he went to, he said, how am I going to know who the real guru is? So he would put one more down, and the fake guru would say, ki tu ho rakhi ja, rakhi ja, rakhi ja. And he knew that that's not the perfect guru. When he came to Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, he put 5 down. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj said, ki in the ardas, you promised 500. Why have you stopped at 5? So the Guru heard Makhan Shah Labana's ardas, and he said, ki, how did you know this? And then Maharaj showed him their shoulder, which had a little bruise on it. He goes, this shoulder, this is where I carried your ship in that storm when you were afraid. You remembered me and I saved your life. Sad Sangat Ji, ardas is very, very powerful. Maharaj says, Vin bolya sab kich janda. Sometimes, Sad Sangat Ji, we do not even have to speak. Vin bolya, without even speaking, our Guru knows what is exactly on our mind. But Sad Sangat Ji, in order to improve our life, whether we're Amritari or not, we should never ever forget our ardas. We should always do ardas, and ardas can be done anywhere. But Sad Sangat Ji, for those 5 ceremonies, that ardas must take place in the sanctuary of Dhan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Sad Sangat Ji, I'm very sorry I've gone 5 minutes over. However, it's only benefited us all because we were listening to the praises of Akal Purkh Waheguru. Das would like to say a massive thank you to the Sangat who attended this evening. A big thank you to also our media team who are here every single week, who would do the Facebook streaming of that live. So those who were not here today can then listen to the Katha on the Slough Sikhs Facebook page. Hath jod ke benti ki agle hafte please attend again, where we'll go over the 40th Hukam. And Sad Sangat Ji, how we say all the time, the greatest thing that we can do is to bring someone into the Gurdwara, to bring them closer to Sikhi with pyar. The worst thing that we can do is push them out of the Gurdwara or push them away from Sikhi. So hath jod ke benti ki those who are here today is please attend next week and bring one more person with you. So Sad Sangat Ji, if I made any mistakes from the bottom of my heart, I'm very, very sorry. Bula chuka di ke maji, aao fateh bulaiye. Waheguru Ji ka khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki fateh.